Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. It is Thursday, so we are talking Turner syndrome. And this week, I really wanted to do a Q&A. I got 3 questions from somebody, and I want to answer those, and I also want to give another call for questions down in the comments on this video. Leave me questions. Anything related to Turner syndrome, whether it's infertility and how we're handling it in our journey, whether it's medicine and HRT or my experiences with different parts of it, more of my story, my medical history with it. Leave any questions like that you have down in the comments below, and I would love to do a big one. So I will answer these 3 questions because I feel like they're good ones and they're not ones that get asked a lot. So the first one is, does Turner syndrome affect your hair growth? Yes, but not in the way you might think. So Turner syndrome does affect your hair growth in a couple different ways. Usually it can actually get more hair growth. Like you can grow more hair that way. And I think that reason can be because you are on hormones. So hormones naturally adjust your hair growth. They are very, very good for hair growth usually. And if you have a lot, you will grow a lot of hair. But beyond that, you can have weird hairlines with Turner syndrome. Like the back of my neck is such a weird hairline. My hairline in the back has always been super, super low. And that was before my neck surgeries. That's always been that way on me. And I really feel like that's just a part of it. It's just, I have a weird hairline. Like my hairline's super low down on my neck. But also it got weird when I had my neck surgery because some of the scarring brought some follicles into other areas. Like when they pulled it, some of the scarring had hair growing along it, like little baby hairs, nothing like gross, but little fine little baby hairs, because it brought the hairline to a weird position when they did it. That might be TMI. Oh well. So yes, it can affect your hair growth, but not in the way you might think. Then the next question was, can you go bald with Turner syndrome? I think because everything with Turner's is very individual and very case-by-case basis, it's probably totally possible to have a girl with Turner's have a hairline right here that's farther back. I think that'd be totally possible. And it really would kind of just depend. I don't know if you would necessarily go completely bald, but I definitely think it could be weird. Like it could be thrown off and be kind of quirky. And that would definitely have to do with Turner's and do with the hormones and all of that. So yeah, a lot of that is also very genetic, like what you inherit. So I find if I have something in my medical history and in Turner's, I'm gonna get it, like, guaranteed. And so if you have weird hair stuff in your family, it's very possible Turner's could help some of that along, depending what it is. But most of the weird hair stuff I found with Turner's hasn't been balding or hair loss. It's been weird hairlines. Yeah. I hope that explained it. If anybody has any other experiences with it, leave that in the comments below to kind of contribute to this story, because I would love to hear more people's experiences. I, for one, have just majorly experienced weird hairlines. And a lot of hair. Like, I have a lot of hair. Like, yeah. The third and final question was, does it affect eyesight? It can. So, Turner syndrome can affect almost anything, because you are getting cells that are the foundation of everything else affected and broken in some way, even if it's just mosaic. That's why they don't know what those cells are going to turn into when they're damaged. They just see that those cells are damaged. So if the cell is damaged and that cell then goes and is a cell in the ear, you're gonna have ear loss. You're gonna have you're gonna have hearing loss. If the cell goes and turns into a heart cell, you're gonna have heart problems. If it goes and turns into your thyroid, you're gonna have thyroid problems. That is where all of the infertility stuff comes from, because the reproductive system wasn't able to develop enough. And I think in that case, I wouldn't be surprised with almost anything being a part of Turner syndrome, because it's so foundational where it comes from. I have not seen eyesight as huge, and my eyesight has always been good. Like, I've never had problems with my eyesight. I've always had problems with my hearing. And that's a whole other update video I could do. But I've never had problems with my eyesight, just my hearing, besides being colorblind. I have it from my dad, and because of having Turners, I'm actually able to express it instead of just being a carrier. Normally girls are more than likely just going to be a carrier unless both their parents either have it or are carriers. So that is something to do with my eyesight. That is not connected to Turner's, but I express it because I have Turner's. So if I didn't have Turner syndrome, I would still be a carrier, but I wouldn't actually be colorblind. And because I have Turner's, I'm able to actually be colorblind, if that made sense. If any other girls with Turner's are colorblind, leave that in the comments below, because I don't actually know how common among girls with Turner's that is. So put that in the comments below. So I hope that answered the questions. If anybody has any corrections, any other experiences, any other information to clarify or even more in-depthly explain things, definitely leave that in the comments below. I love to hear new stories. I love to learn stuff, so I would love to hear your stories and experiences. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, give it a thumbs up and share it with everybody. Make sure you're subscribed and have notifications on, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!